right when I walked through the door, there was a sign for cake decorating classes. I'm like, whoa, I would love to do that. And so instead of an art project, I walked out with a subscription to this class, and I went, and the rest is history. So I remember my mom baking pies and pound cakes and breads, and just that aroma wafting in the air. And so I was just wanting to find a passion that I saw myself doing for the rest of my life. Thinking about those moments, I just was like, if I could bake all day, just a little cottage in the wood, just baking, that would be like an ideal life for me. When I was in college, people started offering to pay me money for cakes. It was like 20 bucks. I was like, yeah, if it covers my costs, like, yeah, I'll make a cake for you. And that's when I realized like this could actually be a viable business. And so I came home one day and I asked my mom and my sister, like, hey, do y'all want to do a bakery with me? And they said, yeah, let's do it. We were booked every weekend. It was great. The Beltline came and prices skyrocketed. Long story short, we closed and I moved to San Francisco. That's where I got more cake bakery experience. I was able to work at 2 bakeries. One was a community cafe and bakery. The other one was like a high-end wedding cake studio. And so I got the best of both worlds. When I came back home, I worked at a grocery store bakery. And so I'm getting all the different levels of bakery experience. And I was like, I think I want to do this. And with the encouragement of my mom, my dad, my sister, and my now husband, who I met maybe 2 weeks after moving back home, they were like, well, let's try this again. And we opened our first location December 2013 in a strip mall in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And so we were there for 9 years, and the same kind of trend, our rent tripled. And so we found another opportunity in Trilith. We didn't know what Trilith was gonna become. At the time, it was maybe 20 or 30 homes. The main street wasn't built yet, but we saw the vision of what it could be, and we signed a lease, kind of sight unseen, really. And because Trilith is about storytelling, I'm like, what's a big part of my story? And it was being in Woodstone, where we grew up. That was during the 90s. That's the greatest decade in my humble opinion. And so we opened Woodstone Bakery and Cafe, and it's 90s inspired. And so we make all kinds of oatmeal cream pies, galaxy-looking brownies, Swiss cake rolls. We make all of the fun 90s treats that you remember, and we just make it homemade, with wholesome ingredients. We make some gluten-free, some vegan, so we have a little something for everyone. Even if you don't know me personally, you can kind of walk in and get these little Easter eggs of like, this place looks familiar, or this place looks a little cool. I hid some things in the design specific to my childhood home. The tile floor of the home, we put that as a backsplash of our espresso area. Even our brand color, we call it Woodstone Pink. It's the exact color that was all over my childhood home. My mom had the couch pillows in this pink, the trash cans, the planters for all of the plants were this pink. So when I walk into Woodstone, I'm just hit with nostalgia all over. If you're meeting over coffee or tea, and you're meeting a neighbor or an old friend, like seeing my story on the wall might inspire you to share your story with someone else and be able to connect in that way. I could not have dreamt this life. I could not have dreamt where we are today from where we started in my mom's kitchen. Like, I was 21 when we moved into our first shared kitchen downtown. I didn't know what I was doing. I had my mom. My mom did our taxes and licenses, and my sister, she's the real baker. I'm great at cake decorating, but she's like the head baker. When I meet other cake decorators and they're like, I'm a one-woman show, that's amazing. But that's not my story. I had a team of the 3 of us. Looking back on all the times where I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I could just get a 9-to-5 and I'd make a lot more money, I'd be a lot more comfortable between, my business partner, which is my family, and my husband. Like, they wouldn't let me quit. I would have never seen this side of what it could be if I had quit way back then. And so I'm just so thankful. Let me not get emotional. I'm just so thankful for them. If I could name an invisible string that ties my entire story together, it is my relationship with the Lord. He has been pointing to this path. I remember being a kid and like a lot of bakers today, like having their easy bake oven and being mesmerized by the things that you can make. And so many like celebratory moments of my life has been surrounded by cake and faith, like always cake and faith. I should put that on a t-shirt. But having that rooted in me from such a young age, my mom would always be like, okay, it's hard, but you gotta pray about it. Like, I can't fix this, but you know who can. Before my career in this baking life, I felt like this immense pressure to figure out what it is that I need to do for the rest of my life. I didn't know if baking or cake decorating or having a bakery was significant enough for it to be my purpose in life. Since doing this for the past 16 years, I've learned that what you do for a living does not equate to your purpose in life. I'm here to be a great person, to spread love. If I were to track back the last 16 years, I would not put so much pressure on myself to try to overanalyze what it is that I do as a job. I do this because I love it, and if at any time I don't love it anymore, I could do something else, you know? I love arts, you know, I would love to learn pottery one day, but in this season of my life, I make cakes, and I absolutely love it. The story that I'm telling is a story of beauty. I choose to focus on those things that are good, those things that bring light. You can have a cake that looks horrible, but it still tastes good, right? But I choose to have cake that looks good. If we don't focus so much about what we do for a living, but the day-to-day, what am I gonna do to improve the quality of my life? So I'm gonna choose to make a little pretty drink, you know, water, put a little fruit in it, right? I think the sum of everything is just to do little things in excellence, even if nobody's around to see it but yourself. I don't make pretty things just for customers. Yes, that's how I make a living, but also to make me happy. You can have beauty anywhere. You can have love and life anywhere. And so just whatever you choose to do with it is up to you. I'm Shalane Brown, co-founder of Woodstone Bakery and Cafe, and I'm a maker of beautiful things.